Let's jump right in. Welcome back to the explainer for day 23 of our 90 Days of AI Native Work Challenge. Today, we're talking about a massive foundational pillar in the tech and AI world, where data actually lives. We're going to trace that entire journey, literally going from your basic desktop files all the way up to massive enterprise data lakes.
So to set the scene, picture a growing business. Right now, their data is just everywhere. You've got sales numbers locked up in Excel, customer info scattered across random CSVs, and daily orders housed inside some custom app. Management is practically begging for a unified dashboard, and oh yeah, eventually they want to build AI models. So, where should all this data actually live? Well, spoiler alert, it doesn't just live in one place. Different types of data absolutely require totally different storage systems.
Okay, let's dive into this with stage 1, starting small, the very familiar world of CSV and Excel files.
Look, CSV and Excel files are the default starting point, right? They're super easy to create, everyone knows how to use them, and it's where almost all business data is born. But we have all experienced the hilariously painful reality of file versioning. You start out so clean with sales final, and then 5 different people edit it. Suddenly, you're staring at version 2, then updated, then latest, and eventually that dreaded sales final _latest final. It's a total version control nightmare. Files just struggle hard when a business scales. Manual updates cause errors, multiple versions create chaos, and applications basically can't work with them all at once.
So when those endless spreadsheet versions start causing real operational headaches, we hit stage 2, getting organized. Enter the database. At this point, the business desperately needs a robust system that its applications can interact with continuously. Simply put, a database is a highly organized system designed specifically for storing and querying data. Instead of a human manually scrolling through thousands of rows trying to find a needle in a haystack, applications use structured query languages like SQL to instantly ask for exactly what they need. You can just say, hey, give me all customers from Bangalore, or isolate every order over 10,000 rupees, and bam, you have it. And this brilliantly illustrates what's going on under the hood. It relies on a superstructured, relational format. Everything is locked into strict columns and rows, making it perfectly instantly queryable. You instantly know that customer 102 is Priya from Bangalore. There are 0 messy file versions floating around here. It's just one single source of truth that your applications can read and write to in milliseconds.
To put this into perspective, files are fantastic for humans. If you're doing a quick ad hoc analysis or sharing a simple report with a colleague, great. But databases, those are built for systems. They handle dozens of concurrent users, constantly changing data, and continuous structural updates without breaking a sweat. In short, files are for people working with data, databases are for systems that need to process data around the clock.
But what happens when the company keeps growing? Well, we transition to stage 3, the big picture, scaling up to data warehouses. Now, management doesn't just care about today's fast operational orders anymore. They want to analyze massive amounts of historical data across marketing, sales, support, finance, and they want to look at it all at the exact same time. That is where a data warehouse comes in. It's an organized system optimized purely for analytics at massive scale. Think of it like a highly organized supermarket or a perfectly categorized library. It thrives on huge, heavy-lifting questions like, hey, how did revenue change across different cities, products, and months over the last 5 years? A standard operational database would literally choke on a question that big, but a data warehouse, it handles it effortlessly.
Let's move to and see how this builds into stage 4, uncharted waters, diving into data lakes.
So now the company faces a totally new challenge. They're collecting website logs, sensor data, raw images, videos, unstructured text, and they know they eventually want to use all of this for AI. That requires a data lake. A data lake is this huge storage facility where massive amounts of diverse, raw data are just kept until you actually need them. And the philosophy here completely flips from the warehouse model. Instead of organizing and perfectly structuring data before you store it, which is called schema on write, a data lake lets you just dump raw, diverse data in immediately. You get the ultimate flexibility to figure out exactly how to process or structure it later on. That's called schema on read.
The core difference between the two really just comes down to intent. A data warehouse requires you to know exactly what your data is and exactly how you plan to analyze it right up front. It's organized, it's structured, and it's strictly optimized for those specific analytics. A data lake, on the other hand, it offers the flexibility to just grab everything right now, store it in its native format, and extract the value from it later. It can hold literally any data type without demanding that you organize it first.
So the crucial point is that these systems do not compete with each other. They collaborate.
Let's look at putting it all together with a real-world case study.
Let's walk through the exact 5-step life cycle of how a modern online shopping company uses all these solutions in perfect harmony. Step 1. Customers place orders, and that fast operational data goes straight into a database. Step 2. At the end of the day, those daily sales figures are moved over into a data warehouse for long-term storage and analysis. Step 3. Meanwhile, the raw website logs, customer review texts, and product images, those go straight into the data lake. Step 4. Your business analysts use that organized data warehouse to build their company-wide performance dashboards. And finally, Step 5. Your AI teams tap into literally all of these systems, pulling structured data from the warehouse and raw images from the lake to train deeper, much more complex AI models.
Let's quickly lock in this mental model with a rapid recap. If you remember anything from this explainer, make it this mapping. Files, they're for simple, small, everyday tasks. Databases, those are for operational, highly queryable system data. Data warehouses are for analytics at scale across your entire business. And data lakes are your go-to for massive amounts of raw, diverse, unstructured data.
The biggest takeaway here is that the goal isn't trying to find the single best storage system, because there is no universal best. Instead, you should always be asking yourself this: what kind of data do I actually have? And what exactly do I need to do with it? Answering that question will always lead you to the exact right tool for your specific business problem. And with that, Day 23 is complete. Understanding where your data lives is absolutely the first step to making it work for you and unlocking the true power of AI. So I want to leave you with this. Take a hard look at your own company's systems today. Are your key insights currently trapped in a maze of Stage 1 spreadsheets, or are you actually ready to dive into the data lake? Keep up this incredible momentum, keep pushing through the challenge, and I will see you in the next explainer.